Okay, here I'm going to demonstrate a real gameplay of 10 flags of the NE Frost Cobless. So first level we have Giga Football Balloon Digger, but no Zomboni, no Jack. So it's technically a variable tempo. So first half just play card 4, because like other than Giga, all the other zombies are pretty weak. And second half, just pay attention to the footballs and diggers. Because like the footballs, they won't like instantly kill your plants, so they're less threatening than zombies for sure. And for card 4, we just begin with Cherry and Doom as usual. Cherry. And since there are no zombies, we can put Doom like wherever we want. And I would prefer on column 9. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of Gigas in the center, so I'm reluctant to use that jalapeno. And since like the footballs are pretty slowed down, and I think I may freeze because like there are some Gigas that are not slowed down like this and that. So, and also there are a lot of footballs and also some bigger zombies that are quite annoying. And then squash, because like squash is a lot like worth the money than jalapeno, because like squash is only 50. There are lots of Gigas here. That's quite dangerous. Okay, that's quite extreme. I don't know why. Maybe like these Gigas are not slowed down evenly, but like these Gigas are very, very dangerous. Cherry. This should die, and after Doom, I guess these should also die. Just stall the center first, and I can put Doom on column 8 because there are no ice trails preventing me from doing that. By putting Doom on column 8 and leaving column 7 empty, I can also stall the Gigas, giving me more room for error. Meanwhile, maybe stall the side for once. So like when you constantly use ice, you only need to stall the ice like the side like once or twice. And if not, you may stall a lot extra. Stall the center again, going to have nothing to do. Let's wait for the squash to recharge. Or maybe like if you see a lot of... because there are only 2 football zombies. I want to wait for squash to recharge and then just squash the Gigas in the center. Okay, squash is ready. And after Cherry and Doom, these Gigas should die, so I will stall the flank and then Cherry. That Giga's not slowed down. Now it is. Or Doom. And then maybe stall the side. And freeze if necessary. Seems like it's not very necessary. It's like all this Giga should die, and these on the central 3 lanes they should all die. On the side they are more dangerous. But I don't know how exactly dangerous. I'm just going to keep stalling them. And like there are a lot of Gigas in the center though. Like 2 Gigas. Like the Winter Melons can typically kill 1, but if there's 1 extra, maybe I think it's going to be fine. I'll stall the side first. I think that Giga is going to die like that. And that pumpkin, I'm gonna freeze. Oh, because these Gigas are wild. Absolutely wild. Because like after the Gigas on row 2 die, the row 1 Gigas will now be splash damaged by the Winter Melon, and therefore like they're very difficult to control. Freeze the bungees, I guess. And then like if there's no MJ in the center, I can directly put squash there. Hopefully the squash is not... Shit! I forgot the backup dancers in the adjacent rows. Sorry. That's very stupid, you know. Yeah, when there's MJ, think carefully before you use squash. Don't make the stupid mistakes like this. Otherwise, yeah, you know what will happen. And I don't know where to put Cherry. Technically, it's good to put it on the side, but I also want to stall the central Gigas. It's hard to decide, you know. I would say I'll stall the center. This cherry can also act as a cannon fodder. Can I put on column 9? No, then I'll put on column 7. Because the side Gigas are not that difficult to control. And then stall with a blubber or stall with a squash. Maybe blubber first and then squash, so that the squash later will also squash the footballs. And after squash, all these Gigas should die, so we can focus on the side. And now, like you can see, there are no new Gigas. That's a good sign. So we can focus our attention on the football zombies. And maybe you can also put the pumpkins on the gloom. And also, like, because there are no jacks, we don't need to specifically avoid the preemptive timing. The preemptive timing is actually good. And since we have a crater here, so it's more difficult to stall the football zombies on row 2, I'm going to put the pumpkin on row 2 first. And then, like, if we have more spare space, I'll put it on row 4. For the preemptive timing, because like the football zombies are frozen and the winter melons have like plenty of time to hit them, I think the football zombies won't have like, for example, this football zombie is impossible for it to reach my front gloom. And let's stall the Gigas until they die, and don't forget to fix the back pumpkins. You can see these footballs only take like a small bite on the pumpkin, and if it were the gloom, then it should be safe, because the gloom has a smaller hitbox. Stall with blubber. And also when there are pole zombies, avoid stalling on column 7 when the pole zombies are not slowed down, because the pole zombies, although they are weak, they can vault over the cannon fodder and directly bite the gloom. That's going to be very dangerous. But here, I don't see any pole zombies on row 4, so that's going to be safe. But the center, oh my god, the central pumpkin is pretty bad now. I think it should recharge, like it can withstand these footballs. But maybe like for the next wave I'm going to use squash, I think. Because like the pumpkin pressure is quite intense now, like the back pumpkin, this one is pretty bad. This one has just become bad, so it's okay. And I've squashed the side, blubber, and then pumpkin. Like if you just keep an eye on the pumpkins, you shouldn't die, but like if you just ignore them for a long time, like there's definitely some consequences. I don't know, maybe stall. I don't know what effect it's going to bring. When pumpkin breaks, just use a jalapeno. I don't think that's like a too much a problem. And if I freeze, like this football will only take a small bite. So like that. So everything's in control right now, although I still have to find some ways to put that pumpkin back. Yeah, so don't be like me, who is very ignorant to the pumpkin. Just always keep an eye on the pumpkins. Otherwise, like, you will die very badly. Let me stall the center. Although it won't bring much effect, it's still better than nothing. This pumpkin is pretty dangerous against 2 diggers, so I will freeze. And now, like, our sun is like kind of balancing, I would say. This gloom shouldn't be bitten, like I haven't seen it getting hurt. This gloom, it suffers a very small bite. But I guess that's okay. And for the wrap up, since there are no jacks, I figured out a new way of wrapping up. So which is squash on row 4. Cherry, freeze the bungees. Cherry on row 2. And then Doom on row 4. So the advantage of that wrap up is that it covers all the balloon zombies, so we don't need to use extra blubbers. But the disadvantage is that the Doom is quite vulnerable against the jacks, and also maybe the slow zombies like the dancers or the normal zombies like the bucketheads. So row 4 is bombed twice, guaranteed to die, and row 2 is also bombed twice, but the side we need to take some extra care, just by stalling them. So the disadvantage is that you cannot stall ice at the very end. Or like if you put squash on row 1, you can, but like then the Doom on row 4 will be very, very dangerous, because like it's also vulnerable now against the fast zombies, like the footballs. You have to find a very precise timing interval for it not to get hurt. Okay, that is it for the first card selection. Next, we have Giga Garg Football Buckethead. So I'm expecting this to be card 3 because there are bucketheads and like there are tough zombies like Conehead and also Digger Buckethead. But there are also the fast zombies like the Poggo, Screen Door, and MJ. So let's see like which tempo we get. So we'll like have the right strategy based on. We'll just like decide when we just actually feel it. And also because there are no balloons, we can bring 2 cannon fodders. And let's rock, I guess. And if you're undecided about the tempo, it's good to begin with Doom. Like the cherry opening is like optimized for card 4, but if you want to play card 3, maybe it's a better choice to begin with Doom. Keep stalling the sides, the remaining Gigas. And next wave, I guess, Squash. There's no Giga in the center, so no need for Squash. And not even footballs. So that's gonna be quite easy. And I'm not freezing because like there are not a lot of footballs. And I've stalled them a little bit. And also it's the very beginning, so this cannon fodder should not die. And they can also stall the Gigas. And here the pumpkins kind of give the Gloom an extra life. And I can store a Squash here, I guess. And next wave I have to freeze. You can see this pumpkin gives this Gloom an extra life. But just don't forget to like remove the pumpkin, otherwise you kill the Gloom directly instead of giving it an extra life. I have 2 cannon fodders. And yeah, so the Doom has already recharged, so I'll use Cherry directly and play card 3. I almost forget that. And then Doom, as usual. Okay, everything seems to be fine. And because we have 2 cannon fodders, there are a lot more error tolerance. Squash the center, maybe like stall the Gigas on the side, but I don't know whether or not to stall them. And then freeze. Yeah, sometimes the Winter Melon just fails to slow the Gigas down. That's going to be very bad. I should have used the jalapeno to also stall the Giga. Now the tempo is actually becoming faster. I don't know, it's like very weird. Sometimes like these unpredictable things happen. And you just have to say that's life. And the next wave spawns early, so I honestly don't know. So first wave I use Doom, second wave, second, third Squash, jalapeno, and fourth wave Doom, fifth, sixth, and that's the 7th wave, I guess, right? Am I right? So 1, 4, 7. And technically I'm going to use Doom. So if I use Cherry here, and then I have to use Doom on wave 8, which is bad. But if I use Cherry now, and then use Squash for the next wave, it's still playable. So I would prefer to stay with our old sequence and wait for and use Doom later. Otherwise it's going to mess up the tempo and it's going to be very difficult to wrap up. So I can put Cherry here. Like on here, I guess. And then when the Doom recharges, use Doom. Fortunately, the football zombies haven't gone too far, and the backup dancers are dead. So this should be pretty safe. This Giga should be dead after I Doom it. And then I'm back to the normal sequence where I can use Squash again. Squash the Gigas in the center, which is good. And then like freeze. Or like, because there are a lot of footballs here, I think it's worth freezing. And then that last wave we just use the Cherry and Doom. Maybe like here we can freeze first. To just keep everything in control. And then maybe Squash the center. and then wait for our cherry to bloom and bloom to recharge. These are all normal Garg contours, so I don't need to take any extra care. Just wait for the cherry and bloom to recharge and everything should be fine. So cherry. Because like card 3, like we have a lot less error tolerance. And like if one of the cards recharge don't match, then like it's going to cause some problems arranging the recharge. But fortunately, like there are no zombies, so in the worst case scenario, we should still be alive. We will never die. No bungees, so I don't need to use ice. I think the squash is going to target the footballs. Don't target the backup dancers, please. Okay, it still reaches that Giga at least. I don't know if it reaches the Giga in the back. But since we have 2 cannon fodders, we can be guaranteed to stall them properly. Is there a crater spot on column 9? Yes. So maybe I'm going to use cherry now and then put Doom on column 9. Keep stalling the center. And since we have 2 cannon fodders, there's a lot more error tolerance. I don't know, like maybe sun and then squash after the footballs have come close, and then like protect this ice and freeze later. Yeah, it's very stupid to get your ice smashed, and especially like when you have plenty of ice and you just want to be greedy and want to store more ice, but you end up like messing everything up and losing your ice. That's just very dumb. But players who want to play perfect often do that, which I understand, and I also do that very often, unfortunately. But you should know that this is not good. Just realize that. And freeze again later. I think these Gigas should die on the side, and this Giga should be doomed one more time. And this Garg maybe stall them. But I think the cone heads are going to immediately kill my cannon fodder, so I will prioritize stalling the side, because it's pointless of stalling the center now. And after freezing, like these should be mostly dead, and then I can stall, or like I can use squash right away. I don't know. Maybe first stall them since we have some. The cannon fodders are free, and then like use cherry, and also kill the underground Gigas as much as possible. So after the Gigas, yeah. So like if there are Garg contours, I wouldn't recommend like putting pumpkins. Otherwise, the normal Garg contours may have some quite significant chances of smashing the pumpkin. But if we freeze normally, it should be okay. So let's just like follow the second half of the normal sequence and see what we get. And meanwhile, just keep stalling this side, I guess. There are only 2 bucket heads there, so I'm not too worried about them eating my gloom, eating my doom. This Giga is quite dangerous, so I'm going to squash it, and then like doom. Because like here there are. Whoa, shit, my Doom gets eaten. Oh. I definitely don't know why. Maybe I underestimated the number of them. So let's just... then the Gigas are going to be incredibly difficult to deal with. Fortunately, I squashed this Giga. So that's just very stupid. I should have put a pumpkin on it, but you know, that's just very bad. And all the Gigas here have become very dangerous. So we have to figure out some ways to kill them, but here the only thing we can do is to stall. Just keep stalling them until our instants recharge or until they die. But I couldn't think of a proper way to deal with them for now. We can only stall them. This guy should die, or it may smash my pumpkin because I've already squashed it. And let's use ice right now. And then this Giga, these 2 Gigas are quite dangerous. So that's just so fucking stupid, you know. Oh, that ice is too early. Okay, that's also a mistake. I waste a lot of my pumpkin. So let's stall this Giga, and this is a normal Garg, so I don't care about it. And let's wait for squash to recharge and maybe squash one side. And then this Giga will deal with a cherry bomb. And let's just freeze frequently as much as we can. Fortunately, I brought the 2 cannon fodders, so I won't die very badly, but it's just going to be a lot more difficult to play. Yeah, so whenever you put Doom on column 8 and column 9, watch out for the normal zombies. If you feel unsafe, use an extra pumpkin. Don't let your Doom die, because like Doom is a vital plant in this DE Cobless. If it dies, then like you are like half dead. Fortunately, there are no zombies now, so like I can still somehow survive. But notice that you cannot always survive. It depends on luck. And here, I guess I can put, I don't know. I guess I can stall that Giga to death. I will try to like bomb this Giga. Okay, so the cherry has successfully bombed this Giga, which is good. But it missed that Gargantor, which is bad. But the Gargantors are always easier to deal with, so it's okay. So finally all the Gigas die, so we're safe at least for now. But just remember, just learn the lesson. We've learned the lesson that never use Doom like in unsafe spots. Okay, we're finally safe, but you know. And let's just follow the second half of the slow tempo, because there are Gargantors. We still have to figure out some ways to deal with them. If we squash them all together, they should die. And then last wave, maybe I don't want to use Doom here, because like maybe let's just freeze them and like squash them until they die. I didn't see a lot of digger zombies, so that should be fine. And then stall the standard footballs. There should be like one more wave. These footballs should die because there are only like 1 on each side. So that shouldn't be a big problem. And there are no Gargantors in the center, which is good. And this pumpkin should also be good. This maybe stall the bucket heads. These 2 pumpkins should be good because they're broken just now. So I'm not expecting it to like absorb too much damage. And maybe use our... Okay, that is played very terribly, you know. So never be like that. That is just like a poor demonstration of like the very bad situation. For the wrap up, because there's a crater, I don't really know how to wrap up. Maybe like I would think of cherry on the center and then Doom on row 1, squash on row 5, or what? Cherry on row 3, 4, 5. Doom on row 1, squash on row 1, would that work? So I think that would work though. Yeah, squash on row 1, cherry in the lower half. Yeah, I guess that would work. So cherry and Doom lining up. We fixed. I use cherry to bomb the underground diggers. And there are no bungees, so I can directly Doom and store some cannon fodders. Okay, so that's being played very stupidly, but you get the idea of what not to do. So, and let's just, so row 1's bomb twice, row 2 once, row 3 twice, row 4 twice, row 5 once. So we just need to stall row 2 and 5. That should be it. Okay, so after the 2 Gigas levels, our sun like is balancing. Although technically it should increase, but since I made a blunder, it decreased back. So just like play reasonably. Don't try to play fancy. Because 5 sunflowers should be mostly enough. Like after the 2 Giga levels, you can see our sun is still in pretty good shape. So just try to play safe. 5 sunflowers should not be like anything tight. Whoa, it almost smashed my Fume. I don't know why, but okay, next level is still a Giga level, and here we don't even have football, but all our zombies like should be pretty fast. So the tempo I would say is still between card 3 and card 4, but since there are no footballs, it's not going to be too difficult, I guess. And let's bring, I don't know, maybe if there are no footballs, I want to bring double puff, just to save some sun. Because like, and the diggers, I will just fix my pumpkins more frequently, and then like jalapeno, cherry bomb, and then blubber, I guess. Guess that is it. Maybe let me rearrange my cards so that it looks more reasonable. and like more accessible, I would say. So the tempo, because double puff, maybe we can stall them to card 4, I guess. Let's see, like, and yeah, there are no normal Gargantuars, so I guess the tempo is pretty stably card 4. So begin with like Cherry and Doom as usual. Maybe like for double puff we want to store more ice, because like we need to like use extra ice to like control to make everything controlled. So when we have nothing to do, because we have 2 free cannon fodders, we can just stall. And because we didn't bring double ice, we need to keep it like we need to play more carefully about the bigger zombies. Don't let them do some weird things. So a good indicator is just to fix the pumpkin when the pumpkin is like in the very bad state. That should be like mostly safe. Maybe I shouldn't stall that many ices, because that's like kind of too much. And it's very difficult to protect this ice, you know. Fix the pumpkin, cherry bomb, and then Doom as usual. This Giga should die, so I'm going to bomb on row 1. Oh, row 1 has a prayer. Never mind. And don't let your cherry get bombed. That's gonna be stupid if you do. Because like there are no zombies on row 4 that were bombing. And then just Doom. Since I used cherry to clear the center, like the Doom will be safe. If not, as before, you should play more carefully. Okay, no Giga in the center. That squash is a mistake. But like sometimes like when playing with zombies, I just like automatically put the squash. So it's kind of like just like an impulsive reaction. And you can see if there are no football zombies like and other weird zombies blocking the Winter Melon shots, the Gigas are a lot easier to stall because the Winter Melons can typically control them. And then like you can freeze it. Oh, that almost bombed my boom. Okay, that's quite dangerous, I would say. Freeze. Next wave is cherry. You can see the tempo is pretty slow, but since we bring the 2 cannon fodders, like we can control, we can manipulate. Okay, now cherry plus Doom, and yeah, there's no problem. Cherry plus Doom, and then we just use our main weapon double puff to stall all the Gigas, and they should be very easy to stall. Whenever I bring Sunshroom, I may be like more hesitant on whether to spend 25 stun on the cannon fodder, but with double puff, like I don't have that hesitation. I can directly stall because they're free. Keep stalling, and I'm not afraid of that Giga going wild because like I've already stalled these 2 Gigas together, so the Winter Melon on row 5 can use its direct damage to damage that Giga. Yeah, just keep stalling them. You can see these Gigas like have nothing to do against my cannon fodders. Freeze the bungees, squash the center, and also avoid the Pogo zombies when using squash because the Pogo zombies can also trick the squash. Although they are not as dangerous as the MJ zombies. Okay, that squash is tricked again. But we have double puff. So maybe I shouldn't have like put that squash like in that urgent. I should have like delayed the timing, wait for the Gigas to come to row 8 to come mates and then put squash. But I want to put it early so that later I can use it. But sometimes that's not always a good decision. Next wave, what to do? Like cherry plus Doom. And also you can see the Gigas are already disappearing, so I'm questioning the need of cherry. Maybe I can use Doom directly. Oh, there are still Gigas, but I guess I can still use Doom directly and then squash the center. So here, I don't know. That's a good problem. Maybe I should, I'll just try to play safe. I should not risk my life because like now everything's in control. I don't want to play fancy and then die in stupid ways. keep stalling. Oh, that's a mistake, but because of the coordinate shift of the Puffroom, my Puff is still alive. Keep stalling. Double Puff is extremely useful. You can see for double eyes, we're going to have like a pretty difficult time installing this side. But for double Puff, it's extremely easy. You see here? Restart this Giga. Okay, my pumpkin's dead. That pole vaulting zombie is pretty dangerous, so I'm going to... Maybe not now, but like at that time it's not slowed down, so... And there's no MJ, so... Maybe we can, if we have spare cannon fodders, we can stall the jacks a little bit to minimize their chance of exploding. Like this. But then the pole vaulting zombies will add extra pressure to the pumpkin, like that. But the pole vaulting zombies are generally weak, and we have 3 ices in the center. We have 3 winter melons in the center. Install the jacks. Because like column 9 is occupied by a crater, so like we cannot stall on column 9 as we did against the MJ in NE Cobless. And you can see there are bucketheads, so the tempo is very slow. This pumpkin is pretty bad, but I think it can last that bigger. This pumpkin should also survive one more round. Is that the wrap-up? Whoa! What the fuck just happened? Assume nothing happened, okay? Just ignore that. Sorry. Assume nothing happened. Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened. I completely didn't see that pumpkin. Okay, never mind. What the fuck? Okay, assume nothing happened. Maybe I should have reserved the squash for any emergency situation, but you know, it's very poorly played. Fuck. And since there are no Gigas on row 1, I can use Fume. Maybe I should wait for the jacks, but oh my god, like this easy levels, I made another mistake. Fortunately, there are no catapult zombies, otherwise I'm just dead. The catapult will smash all the sunflowers, and then it's very difficult to play. But fortunately, we are fine, you know. Keep stalling the center. Oh, I should have used an extra squash in the center. Forgot that. I thought I could save a cherry. But like, the price of saving a cherry is like squash in the center. And that squash doesn't recharge, so like, I don't know what happened to that pumpkin. I never saw it getting damaged, you know. So next level, fortunately there are no blubbers, so I can fix that fucking umbrella leaf. Yeah. And that's a variable tempo, so bring spikeweed instead of jalapeno, but there are finally no digger zombies. Okay, so if you just use some extra ice, this umbrella leaf should not die. But I was just playing very stupidly. Cherry and Doom. Just the next wave, not spawn. Okay, because I didn't use the squash. Okay. And since there are no footballs, we don't need to freeze that often. Just stall. Maybe here we can freeze. Because there are no footballs or diggers, we can focus on the jacks and freeze early. That will achieve the best of jack suppression. The tempo is quite slow now, I don't know why. I don't know. Dude, what is happening? I think I'm going to lose the pumpkin in the center. Or if I can use squash. Maybe I can use squash and cherry and then doom to solve all the problems. But that will make me lose all the variabilities later. There's some spawning delay? My lord. Why? Life is unfair. And the next wave immediately spawns after I use ice. Life sucks. Why is the tempo so slow with even no football zombies? I simply don't understand. I'm so angry at this game. Like, there are a lot of things that I don't understand. No zombies in. Oh, there is. Never mind. How would one deal with that Giga? I don't know, the tempo is so slow, it's even slower than my variable tempo demonstration. I don't know how this game works. Honestly, there are no bucket heads, no footballs, and no even like normal gargantuars. Why would it be slower than card 4? I don't understand. Give me an explanation. Should I start with a pumpkin? I guess pumpkin is the best choice. And then cherry. And then doom. That wastes me 125, but that's life. Okay, we're finally safe, but it's just crap. Like I don't know why the tempo is so slow. Just with just Giga and Zomboni, like I cannot. The tempo is slower than card 4. I don't understand. Like in the variable tempo demo, the tempo is card 5. It's almost card 5. Like I have to use Spikeweed to poke the central zombies in order to wait for the cherry to recharge. But now it's like card 4. It's like even towards card 3. Like I'm forced to stall the Gigas with pumpkins. Is there any rationale? This bungee, I assume it will die, honestly. It's like I have 4 glooms and 2 melons. No reason to draft my gloom. I don't want to freeze it. Fuck. Okay, that doom, that coffee bean is fucked. Okay, that coffee bean is fucked. And I don't know. Sometimes life just fucks you. Like that. And I don't want to explain. I don't want to say anything about that. Because I should not die, but like it's just pure shit. It's just poor bullshit. Shit. You see that? How is that possible? Oh my god. That slows down the tempo a little bit though. That thing shouldn't die. But that pumpkin may, if there's a pumpkin. I don't know what to bring. No balloon zombies, so I don't know what to bring, honestly. Like something like this. Like that. I guess so. That's the only playable way, I think. And after Gigas disappears, it's card 4. I guess let's just try that. If not, just GG. Okay, first fix the thing. Don't know where to put that doom. It doesn't recover for some weird reasons, I don't know why. Ah, shit. Where should I put it? Guess I have to put it here. And find some ways to deal with row 1, I guess. Or like I can give up that fume because like I bring the seed packets. That just really sucks. I'm going to give up on that fume, I guess. But there are jacks, so I should not easily give up. But sometimes I have to. You know, it's unavoidable. And the sender is dying. Ah, that really sucks. It doesn't die though. Okay, this Giga died, so I stalled it to level 4 DPS for some weird methods. Through some weird methods. Going bomb the Gigas. Yeah, there's still jacks. Okay, we're finally safe from the Gigas, but not from the zombies yet. If the zombies crush the center, we die. But since they are normal ground force, it can go pretty slow. So that's why I brought Jalapeno instead of Slightly. Just to try to increase the damage as much as possible. Okay, we're finally safe, although I made some very fucking foolish mistakes. No zombies in the center, so, oh there is, fuck. Okay, that's fine. He's almost spawned by the jack. That's the wrap up, I guess. Sometimes the zombies just fucking like hide among the Gigas or the golden posts, and it's extremely difficult to play. But you see, I'm fucked pretty badly. It's simply terrible. No bungees. Cherry is about to recharge. Oh, that squash should be on row 5. I don't know why I did that. But no zombie on row 2. I can utilize that though. Although, how can I utilize it? Like maybe like Cherry on row 4 and then Doom on row 1 for example. Because there are no balloon zombies. I'm still alive for some reason. Okay, I survived, although in a very bad way. I did not die. Fortunately, there are no balloon zombies. If there are, then like I don't know how to play. Should I like stall the Gigas with a blubber? Then my stun will like gradually decrease, and then maybe use an extra ice. Like these Gigas, I forgot to stall them. If they're frozen, they're dead. And the pumpkin is 125 and the ice is 150, and the ice can take care of other rows as well. So I'll prefer to use ice. Okay, that is it for today. For the rest of the portions, I will probably go through tomorrow. Because like, I'm just playing very badly today. You know, like all that fucking mistakes. It's just frustrating. You know, frustrating. You know, the frustration, like how to die in those weird ways. Okay, so today let's continue our run through of the Group-Gloom Cobless. And next level we have Giga Balloon, but no Zomboni, no football, no digger. I'm expecting it to go pretty fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about. And since there's only Giga that we're using ice, I think I may as well bring double puff. Because like puff shrooms are a lot cheaper. And then like coffee bean, everything else is normal. Because like without like footballs and or diggers, you can try double puff. It's a very good method. And because there are no normal Gargantuars, I can try card 4, I guess. If there are Bucketheads, Gigas, and Gargs simultaneously, I may want to try like card 3. Cherry, Doom. Meanwhile, just like store some cannon fodders. And we can mainly use Puff Shroom to stall the zombies. But that's a mistake, since I think all the catapults in the center are dead, but in fact they're not. So, but we have plenty of cannon fodders, no worries at all. And next wave, we can use early ice for Jack suppression. For the Gigas, just stall them to death. Oh, that cannon fodder is a mistake. So that's like a double death. Not good at all. Why does the next wave refuse to spawn? Then I think I will play card 3. I don't know, like the tempo is way too slow, maybe because of the bucketheads and the catapults. But since there are no zombies, everything's in control. And then squash, I guess. So that will be like wave 5, I guess. Wave 5. Wave 6. That's again a double death. Sometimes I just forget there are cannon fodders actually. And that will be wave 7, and then I don't know, like wave 7 I should use Doom, and then yeah, I don't want to still want to follow the sequence. Actually, I don't know what to do now. Maybe like just follow the card 3 sequence, because we have double puff, everything should be in control. So card 3, Cherry and Doom simultaneously. Meanwhile, I guess I can squash this Giga and then use Doom here, for example. So that I can still stall the Gigas on other spots. And then let's just simply wait for the squash to recharge and then do what we're supposed to do. Is that the last wave? I guess so. maybe stall and then like cherry plus doom, or if you don't think you can stall that Giga, maybe also freeze. But for now, I think we're mostly safe. Let's bomb that Giga in the center. This Giga should die. Those Gigas are stalled. Maybe freeze, because that Giga is quite dangerous. And then use cherry. But it died for some reason. I honestly don't know what is happening. Maybe I can use cherry here. Because like, according to the Giga distribution, we can formulate different strategies. And then, I don't think I need to freeze this bungee. But the Winter Melons react very slowly. Anyway, the bungee died, so I don't care. Yeah, so without the zombies, we can try to imitate what we did in the nighttime Group-Gloom Cobless. And next wave, I think I can directly use Doom. Just to bomb them all. Because like there are no zombies or footballs, I can use whatever I have here. There's no need to specifically follow a sequence. And also there are no MJs blocking the Winter Melon shots. So I think I should be pretty safe from the jacks. Not this one, but mostly safe. Generally safe. Maybe you can suppress the jacks for a little bit. It's not a must, but I want to play safe. And also because we bring the double poke, we can kind of like stall the jacks. And also I left this empty. So we can choose to stall the jacks and slow them down as much as possible to try to like buy some time for the Winter Melons to slow them down. Yeah, so you can see after the Gigas disappear, it becomes extremely easy. Just stall the jacks. Just give the Winter Melons some time to slow them down. And also if they're stalled, they're equivalent as being slowed down. And also maybe stall the central bucket heads. That's a mistake. I thought the bucket head won't bite, but actually it bites. You can see the effectiveness of double poke here. Although sometimes like they still fail to slow the jacks down, it's better than nothing. And you can see our sun has increased by a lot. And the buckethead zombies in the center are actually more annoying than the footballs if you have a lot of them. Because the bucketheads have like a smaller hitbox. And so like when the buckethead is fighting the frontmost pumpkin, there's only one gloom that can hit it. And also 3 Winter Melons. But for footballs, there are like 4 glooms plus 3 Winter Melons. So if you have a lot of zombies, then the bucketheads are more annoying. But usually the bucketheads walk very slowly and are typically killed by our instants. But if we are using nothing, then we have to pay more careful attention on the bucketheads. And wrap up. There's a crater. And what can I do here? Maybe yeah, it's better to put squash there, but I don't really care. I can directly doom. There's no catapult, so when using doom, watch out for the catapult zombies. the cat ball zombies in some extreme situations may walk faster than the, maybe even faster than the zombies. Because the zombies, they drive at a constant speed, but the catapult, it depends on like, they highly vary. So like if a very fast catapult is not slowed down, it's actually more dangerous than a zombie. Just pay attention to that. Store ice. These Gigas are bombed twice, so they should be dead. Just stall on row 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see like the Gigas are extremely easy to stall with double puff. Like that. Our sun has increased by 1,500-ish. That's very, very good. And next wave, there's Giga again. So I got like 5 or 6 consecutive Gigas. And so Giga, football, Garg. It's a card 4, I would say, because maybe card 3 or card 4. It all depends. So maybe I should aim for card 3, because like Giga and the Conehead catapult, they are annoying. And then like, for example, just bring the normal cards and maybe like 2 cannon fodders. Or I may as well bring double puff. But the footballs are harder to stall. So because I have plenty of sun now, I just want to play safe, you know. So we will try maybe card 3. Because there are like catapult zombies that are, and coneheads that are slow. So we'll begin with Doom. And then Squash. If the pole walking zombies are slowed down, they're not very likely to bite the gloom. Maybe stall. I don't know whether or not to stall here. Maybe freeze early here. Wait for Squash to recharge because I want to save the jalapeno. I really want to save a jalapeno. And when we see the Doom about to recharge, we can use Cherry. Like this. And that will play card 3. You can see it's pretty stable. Although keep an eye on the pumpkins. The imps may still inflict some minor damage. You can see the pole zombies didn't touch my gloom, which is good. Maybe freeze. That's the preemptive ice timing, but since there are no jacks, I'm not afraid of that at all. Because the Gigas are very crazy. And I have to stall them, otherwise I die. These are hard to stall. You know, like I shouldn't have like saved too much sun on those Gigas. Because like they have become harder and harder to stall. I may want to stall with a pumpkin though, because that's like an emergency situation. I tried to save for like 150, but now maybe I will waste 125. Oh, that Giga actually died, so never mind. And then Cherry. And then Doom. So after Cherry plus Doom, everything should be safe. Because card 3 is supposed to be a very suppressive sequence, but since I try to save some suns here and there, it's not very suppressive. And the Gigas are not slowed down at all. That's quite dangerous. Freeze, maybe? And then wait for Cherry to recharge, and then just use Cherry plus Doom. Meanwhile, maybe squash the center. Well, after Cherry recharges, this Giga would die. And I don't know, maybe stall here or here. And then just kill that Giga. Bomb the center, and then use Doom. Okay, we're safe. Yeah, it's not very difficult. Just try not to. Just keep everything in control. If you're unsure, just use some extra ice. Use some extra cannon fodders. Don't hesitate. Otherwise, if you want to try, if you play too fancy, then it's going to be bad. Don't play like. Don't aim for like. Don't try to play too fancy. No MJ in the center, I guess I can squash. Yeah, that squash is very accurate. Okay. I don't know what to do here. Maybe use Cherry to bomb the slow zombies and then you put Doom somewhere. So we first wait for the slow zombies to come. And then Cherry. Maybe I should further wait for these zombies to be slowed down. I don't know if that's the proper time to use Doom. But I couldn't see, like all the zombies have blocked my vision, so I would just use Doom right now. I don't know, I'm expecting the next wave to spawn, but it seems like I got a pretty bad timing estimate of like when to use Doom. So that's very bad, but because the Gigas are disappearing, it's still very playable. Just like we have to be extra careful about the new Gigas. I'll just freeze 2 waves, but it seems that's not very possible for now. The footballs are biting my Gloom. Okay, that freezes 2 waves. That's gonna be better. But these Gigas from the new waves are more threatening. Please let me freeze 2 waves. Okay, it doesn't freeze 2 waves. That's bad, but it's still playable. Cherry is like very worth the money because it can bomb 3 lanes of football zombies. Is there still Gigas? Yes, so I'm going to use Doom. Or maybe not. I thought this is a Giga, but it's not. So if there are no Gigas, there's no need to use Doom. Or zombies. Maybe it works using like Doom to kill the zombies, but for now, I don't see the purpose. Install the football zombies. That takes a little bite, but that's okay. Maybe freeze. Cause like with the Gargantuars, like the tempo is pretty slow, so I cannot freeze 2 waves. Now the tempo is still approximately around card 3. But Cherry Bomb is like very useful. Just clears the center. That Garg is bombed, so I don't need to bomb it extra. And maybe put pumpkins. Because then I only need to stall 1 lane. Is that the wrap up? That's the wrap up. So just maybe stall the remaining Gargs. And that pumpkin, I didn't realize that was the wrap up. If I know that was the wrap up, I will probably Now use the pumpkin. Because like that pumpkin only protects for one wave, which doesn't worth the 125 cost. And for wrap up, maybe just cherry, doom, something. Okay. So that is it. Although we face some obstacles, it's pretty stable. And our sun doesn't increase by much because I start with a pumpkin and also want to play fancy. So stall row 3 first, and then row 2, then row 5. Our sun increases by 500. Approximately. Okay, that is this flag. Next flag, there are still Gigas. Oh my gosh, but they're only Gigas, nothing else. So I'm still going to bring double puff. You know, like something like this should work. Because like if there are only Gigas, no like diggers and or footballs, you can bring double puff to just deal with the Gigas. Because puff costs 0. It's very worth the money. And I guess like it's kind of in between. I'll try to play card 4. Because I have 2 cannon fodders to stall the Gigas. So like we can try to stall the Gigas to delay their time that they will threaten my setup. And that way like we can slow down the tempo. Because we have ways to slow down the Gigas. Okay, just start with cherry and doom, and then like I don't want to use jalapeno. Just stall the Gigas in the center. Is there catapult zombies? No. So, oh, there is. I didn't see it. That's very bad. Squash is ready, so use it. Or like you can save it for the next wave. The tempo was quite slow, I have to say. These Gigas need to be bombed. But like card 4 is the more like sun saving sequence. We can use squash to try to activate the new wave, but it may not always work. Okay, it does, so I'm going to play card 4. I can bomb the side because there are no Gigas on row 2. It's quite dangerous to put Doom here, so I will put it... You know what, I can't put it on column 1 because I use Cherry, but these Gigas, are they bombed? Yes, they are. So let's put it on column 1. That's like a more fancy way of playing, but I guess that would work. Yeah, so on column 1 we'll miss the zombies on column 5, but since we used Cherry to bomb column 5. But did it not reach this zombie as well? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have tried that fancy, but it's still playable because there's only Giga, like everything should be pretty much in control. Just stall that, just pay like more attention on that Giga. It's like a little more dangerous than usual. Those Gigas are not slowed down, but I guess it will be slowed down soon. Maybe freeze. I guess that Giga is bombed, like my Doom reached it. Because now it has a scar on its head. Yeah, now it dies directly. The only Giga's on row 1. Is that crazy? And then Cherry plus Doom. Let's see where can I put Cherry properly. I guess on row 1. Row 1. I don't know, because there are a lot of normal zombies here, so I guess I'm still going to play normally. ideally maybe row 1's better. Row 2 should be the best spot because it can reach all the, but here's a crater, so I'm still going to bomb on row 3 as usual, and then Doom as usual. Or maybe that cherry is unnecessary, but it still like clears all the zombies. This skill is not slowed down. I'm just going to squash them. Because like a squash is only 50, and now I have a lot of extra squashes. And see double puff, the power of double puff. Okay, it squashed the central Gigas. And then what's next? Yeah, we just use double puff to control the Gigas and then like use all the instants against the new wave. That will be like very efficient. And then what's next? Maybe we can squash the Gigas in the center in row 1 and use Doom on row 4. Because therefore we can save some critters for later. Or can we just stall them to death? Maybe. It will be difficult, but it's worth a try. Let's try something real fancy. Let's just stall those Gigas to level 4 DPS. Yeah, I can see how all of them died, actually. See, it's crazy, but I spent 0 sun and just killed them all. And now maybe we can try to ladder the center so that there's no pressure coming from the buckethead zombies. But the ladder zombies fail, so just keep stalling. Because like here we have 3 Winter Melons in the center, so the laddering will be tough. But like sometimes like you don't always have ladder zombies, so you have to have like enough firepowers in the center, you know, to survive. Surprising that this pup is still alive. Because the imitator, like its health will like reset after imitating, so it will typically have more health than a normal puff. But if there are a lot of zombies that instantly kills the imitator, then never mind. And now we have plenty of sun, so we can fix the back pumpkins. We can remove the cannon fodders to minimize the damage dealt by the pole vaulting zombies, because the central bucketheads are basically dead at that moment. Yeah, so our sun is full now. You can see double puff saves a lot of sun, really. Oh, I should have used the ice on row 5. That's a mistake. Oh, but there are no Gigas on row 5, so... If there are no Gigas on row 5, maybe the cherry is unnecessary. I just need to squash the central Gigas. And that would do it, so... Okay, now they're all dead. Okay. Up next, there's still Giga Garg football, and Buckethead. So this is like a card 3, I would say, but still no zombies. Should there be like any zombie level that just is just fun to have zombies? There's no balloons. Yeah, so just play card 3, begin with Doom. But the Doom doesn't recharge, fuck. Oh, that ice is late. That coffee bean is late. If there's a catapult zombie, then my Doom might die. And that would be absolutely stupid. To die in that way. Wait for the Doom to about to recharge and then Cherry. You can see the tempo is pretty slow, it's very stably card 3. You can see like every plant, every zombie is suppressed very well. Maybe stall the side. Is that the last wave? There's like wave 7, wave 8, wave 9, so maybe use an extra ice. Or I'm supposed to use that ice, but I'm just trying to save sun and just use 1 ice per like selection, so that's actually single ice, not double ice. Just the Gigas on the side are quite scary. And then Cherry, I guess. And then Doom. So there are no Gigas on row 1, so I can put Doom on row 4, actually. Oh, there is still, so yeah, that will be more tough to deal with, but it's fine. Lost the pumpkin. It's bad. I'm going to give up on that pumpkin in the center, because like I will eventually fix this pumpkin. Oh, there are no Gigas on, so like I'll just use it as a cannon fodder, because that pumpkin is broken. I'll eventually fix it like that, so I can like fix it after. And there's no MJ, so I don't need to worry about the central gloom being naked for some period of time. No need to use ice now. Are these Gigas not bombed by my Doom? Oh, why did I use Doom on con 4? That's so stupid. Oh my god. I said not to use Doom on con 4, yet I still used it, so it missed the Gigas on row 1. On row 4, row 1. I honestly don't know what's on my mind, but let's just maybe stall them to level 4, or maybe have a squash later to kill them. I don't know which is the more proper way. Maybe stall it to level 4. But meanwhile, I also need to stall the center. After smashing the pumpkin, this Giga should die. And can I put Doom anywhere here? Maybe on column 9? I don't know. Yes, I can, so I'll use Cherry now. And then Doom on... yeah, that would make sense. Which should I stall? And then, like, I don't want to use jalapeno. These skills should all die. It's like they just die together for some reason. Squash is good. Maybe let's freeze again. And just wrap the Gigas up. Yeah, it freezes the next wave, so that's good. This Giga should die after frozen. And those footballs should also die after being frozen early. Because now, like, the Winter Melons can get a lot of shots on their heads. The pole zombies are dangerous, so I decided to remove my cannon fodder. Because the pole zombies are not slowed down. If it vaults over, it will inflict more damage than the football zombies. So by considering that, I remove my cannon fodder. Squash. If we keep column 9 clear, it's incredibly easy for a squash to reach the normal Gognators. If the squash reaches normal Gognators, it will basically die after like being stalled for some being stalled a little bit. Cherry, kill all the footballs, leaving the center clear so that I can also... so that these footballs should theoretically be slowed down, although not this time. They should theoretically be slowed down and shouldn't be very threatening, but this time the Winter Melons definitely failed to do their job, which is terrible. The normal Gognators should die. There's no reason it will smash my pumpkin. Oh, oops. Okay, never mind. But theoretically this shouldn't happen. Because like they're slowed down pretty readily, I don't know why. Like I have like 2 squares for the glooms to hit them, but yeah, it still smashes my pumpkin. That's not fair. Where's my puff? Oh, it's unavailable. Maybe freeze, and then next wave cherry. Yeah, after freezing, those Gargs are guaranteed to die. But if they're not frozen, then it will be a little more tricky. Is that the wrap-up? Should be. Yeah, for the final wrap, what to do? Like this? Something? There's no need to freeze the bungees, so simply cherry plus Doom. Maybe avoid this ladder zombie when using Doom, and then just Doom. Because like a flag zombie cannot kill my Doom by itself, but like a normal ladder zombie, then plus a slowed down flag zombie might. So I want to avoid the ladder zombie. Okay. And then just stall. Stall, stall, stall. Okay. The sun has gone back to maximum. Because there are no balloon zombies. Like the balloon zombies are the biggest source of sun cost. Others, they are not very... So the main source of sun cost is Giga, Zombie, and Balloon. And maybe also Digger. Next wave there's still Giga. That's crazy. And I would say that's like it's hard to say, like because there are bucketheads, yet there are still MJ and Hoggle. So is it a slow tempo or a variable tempo? That's interesting. I guess just from the point of playing safe, I would still like bring Spikeweed, because I don't know, like, because the slow tempo is already not easy to suppress it within card 4. Yet if there's zombie, then it will become even harder. So I will try the variable tempo, and the tempo should be card 4. There's no reason that it will become card 3 as last time. In that case, I'll just be very mad. What the fuck could happen to make it card 3? So card 4, I'll still bring Spikeweed for some error tolerance, and let's rock. I'll begin with Cherry and Doom as usual. Oh, that chair is late, but that's okay. No zombie in the center. Okay, the tempo is quite slow now. Because sometimes the buckethead zombies just act as Gargantor, like they have the same effect of slowing the tempo down. But since there are not a lot of Gigas on the scene, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty safe. Up next, there are no Gargs at all. So I think I'll choose to bomb this side for this time. And there are also no zombies. But after that, my Doom may be quite dangerous, so it's hard to decide. I guess I'll still risk like bombing on row 4 just to play a little fancy. And then Doom. Because on row 4 I can also bomb the Gigas, so like I can deal more damage and try to activate a new wave. Yeah, so if we bring Spikeweed, we don't need to worry about the zombies too much. Then Squash. Spikeweed. I really love the sound, like when the Spikeweed crushes the zombie. It just sounds so pleasing. Yeah, we just follow our normal sequence. We don't play anything fancy, so like it will ensure the maximum stability. And last wave, just Cherry plus Doom, or like if the Squash already recharges, we can use it directly to deal more damage, and then like Squash, Cherry, Doom, Puff, ensure like no Gigas raise their hammers, and then Doom directly. You can see we lose a lot of sun, but it's playable, and the variable tempos are rare, kind of, to some extent. I think that Giga should die soon, so I can focus my cannon fodders on the Giga after. And even if it may not be slowed down, I think it's still manageable like this. It won't be fast for a long time. And meanwhile, I can put Squash. Where's my Squash? Here. So that's just the classic variable tempo sequence. And here I don't feel I need to use any extra ices, because all those Gigas are pretty controllable. Is there a need to freeze? I don't feel like it. Don't squash. Oh fuck, that squashed the MJ. Although if there's zombie, it will also squash the zombie together, but it just feels very bad. Like it's just next to the squash, like the Gigas. It's just like very close, yet it still missed. I'm very disappointed of the squash. It just sucks. And there are no Gigas in the center, so I don't think there's need to freeze. But since I have an ice here already, it's difficult to decide, you know. Maybe cherry, and then like blubber, and then doom. Okay, that should be pretty stable. And then maybe use ice directly, because eventually the Gigas and the zombies are going to crush this ice. So why not use it earlier? And also the backup dancers. Eventually that ice is gonna die. Because like that's a very bad spot of storing ice. It's threatened by all kinds of zombies. Like here on column 5 is relatively safe, because like only the Gigas and maybe some crazy footballs can reach it. But for column 7, like all the different zombies can reach it. So it's very different. Takes a small bite of the football zombies, but it should be okay. Maybe let's try freezing a little later. I don't know. But next wave, I'm pretty sure I have to use cherry. And I should use cherry, because that Giga will smash my gloom if I don't. There's still Gigas, that's crazy. This Giga should die. Why are the Gigas still here? You guys should all die, dude. There's still Gigas. Oh my god. Why? And our sun has recharged back. You see here? Yeah, that freezes 2 waves, which is good. There's still Gigas! Oh my god! Why? Tell me. Somebody. Since there are too many Gigas, I feel I have to freeze. Otherwise, I may die. There's still Gigas. Is that like some extreme all Giga level? Oh my god. How? I don't know what to do now. It's so crazy. Maybe just play it normally, and after the Doom on row 4 cannot reach that Giga. But I honestly don't know what is happening. Like why do the Gigas just keep appearing? They never. Shouldn't it be a variable tempo? I don't understand, honestly. Try to trigger the next wave to spawn, then use Doom. And that Giga, I will eventually find some ways to kill it. There's still Gigas. What is happening? That's not reasonable. Maybe I should use an extra ice and maybe squash the center. But after using all that, it's going to be extremely difficult to wrap up. But I don't know what is happening. Like there are Gigas on wave 19. How could I deal with them? So let's analyze. Those Gigas are not bombed at all. And these Gigas are bombed once. They should be dead after I stall them a little bit. So maybe stall this Giga once, it should die, or twice. And our focus is the top 2 Gigas. I should either stall them to level 4 DPS, or I don't know. Or use some extra ices to just kill them. Because I want to have a proper wrap-up. I don't want to deal with that mess. That's technically a very slow tempo. So like for wrap-up, I guess if I just play like that, the thing is going to wrap up fairly well. But I need to find some ways to deal with these 2 Gigas first before considering the wrap-up. I think I may stall them to level 4 DPS and then later use Doom to kill it. I guess that is the way. Or I may want to use an extra ice, just to keep them in control. And then later I can use Squash, like, just to stall them, control them. Yeah, I stalled this Giga to level 4. And Squash here. And then let's see the zombie distribution. There are no bungees actually. So I'll just cherry there, Doom there. This Giga should die. I promise. Okay. So this Doom can reach that Giga. Yeah, I've never experienced that before. Like the Gigas keep appearing until wave 19. Like who designed that game? It's so terrible. Why do the Gigas appear on wave 19? But by properly stalling the Gigas and maybe use some extra ices, we survived. So like, because the advantage for day Cobless is that you can use cannon fodders as much as you want. For roof, it's not easy to do that. But the disadvantage is that like the back is laddered and you need to worry about the diggers and the imps more. And so like if it's on roof, I'll probably use jalapeno on the side to just directly burn the Gigas. But for day, jalapeno is banned on the other sides. Okay, finally we got a level without Giga, and that's a zombie level. So I guess I can bring double squash, although like double jalapeno or double cherry will still work. So when using double squash, try to keep an eye on the normal gargantors. And what else? Like the digger zombies, I think if I just pay careful attention on them, they should die. And I think that is it. Maybe jalapeno for emergency, because the only thing we need to care about is like the Garg in the center and the zombie in the center, and maybe the diggers in the back. So everything else should be fine. And it seems like I don't have enough seat slots to fix the gloom, do I? Or like I can choose not to bring ice, and yeah, I think that's very proper. Because there are no bungees, you see here. I rarely like try to notice that, but since like here there are no bungees, I don't think we need to use ice. And our pumpkins, I would say, it's pretty good. Like if we just keep an eye on the pumpkins, like the diggers should not cause any damage. And let's rock. As long as we have double squash and spikeweed as our last defense, the zombies should be safe. The normal Gargs, just stall them to death, I guess. So to start with, we can first directly put a squash. And we can change that gloom, since I've seen like football zombies biting it. Yeah, so like for easy levels like this with no Gigas, we can, if possible, we can bring like those other cards for error tolerance. And meanwhile, just fix the pumpkins. Because I didn't bring ice, so we have to directly face the digger zombies. But still, as long as you keep an eye on the digger zombies, you should not die. If you're just ignorant, then you may die, but as long as you keep an eye, you should be fine. No worries at all. This pumpkin is pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure like it should be good. It should like, I can fix it after this, before this Giga bites it. But sometimes if there are like 4 or 5 diggers, it's going to be incredibly unlucky. You know, there's no there is, so I'm going to squash again. Yeah, so just watch out for the normal Gargs when using imitator squash. And the Gargs are very unlikely to smash the Gloom here. Although this Garg almost did it, but it's very rare. In that case, maybe just restart. It's just because you are very unlucky. The chance of Garg smashing the Gloom is similar as the chance of Zomboni crushing the Gloom. It's just ignore it when I usually just ignore it. And next wave, I guess I should use jalapeno. Or like if you see the Gigas have just landed down their hammer, you can put the imitator under it. Oh, the imitator gets instantly killed by the normal zombies. That's bad. That's so funny. But that's life. Sometimes like I think the imitator should be safe from the Gargs, but not from the bucket heads. I may as well use jalapeno because these Gargs are pretty dangerous. After using jalapeno, they should die. Although like that jalapeno is kind of like it's not used very efficiently because there are no zombies nor Gargs from the current wave. But I feel it works to just bomb the previous wave because these two Gargs are quite dangerous, and also there are a lot of normal zombies accumulating. I just feel like that. Next wave, I think I can use squash, and we always have like the spikeweed as our last line of defense. No zombie in the center, so just maybe like after the Poggle dies, use imitator squash against the normal Garg. Or let's just wait and see how the normal Gargs behave. Guess I can use imitator squash right now. And that should be the wrap up. So normally for the pumpkins on the back, you should fix when they're like badly broken. But since here I didn't bring ice, so I would like try to play more conservatively. Maybe we could fix that Gloom as well. We just like use some extra sun for more stability. And there are no bungees. I know that. Maybe imitator squash. So whenever we have a chance to use imitator squash, use it. Because like you don't always have a chance to use imitator squash. For example, there are like the Gargs in the center, the bucket heads in the center. They just prevent you from using imitator squash. So whenever you have such chance, like use it. Still worth squashing the normal Gargantuars as long as the squash doesn't miss. But here it misses. I kind of put it too quickly so it misses. That's going to be very bad. But still playable. Because I have jalapeno as my last line of defense against the Gargs. And I also have spikeweed as my last line of defense against the zombies. You can see here, if I directly put the squash under that Gargantuar, then it's the imitator will be safe. But like if you because the Gargantuar, it takes some time for it to like reset after smashing something. So I can utilize that time and then protect the imitator. Like that. Guess I can prejudge the imitator here. Look at that. You can see I prejudged the imitator. I think the next wave will spawn soon, and then it squash the Gargantor here. But like it has to be like very precise, the timing. Maybe for this, maybe double puff will be more appropriate, because like you can use squash and spikeweed to crush the zombie, and then double puff to kill the Gigas in the center. If you only have a single puff, then you have to use squash also against the Gargs in the center. That would be kind of annoying. So maybe double puff would be better than double squash, honestly, with these, like, because anyway you have the spikeweed against the zombie. So for example, like if here I don't need to use squash, I can just use double puff to stall the Gargs in the center to death. Imitator. That pumpkin should be safe, I guess, because it's broken just right before. I think I can put imitator now, it should be safe. Yeah, that's barely safe. But barely safe is still safe. Maybe I can try to fix another Gloom. Just to demonstrate, like, because we have a lot of spare sun. We can try to play fancy. If there's only one Gargantor in the center, I think one cannon fodder will stall it to death. You can see it will waste some time, like throwing imps. So like we have 3 Winter Melons in the center. It should die. Yeah. Crush the zombie and also the Gargs. Yeah, we're done. You can see we lost some sun, but because we fixed 3 glooms, like each gloom costs like about like 600, 700. So overall we're still balanced. And whenever we have like these easy levels where we have like 2 extra seed slots, we can bring the Fume and Gloom seed packet. As long as you're not super careless in those like Giga football levels, you should be fine. Like the glooms should last until you get an easy level like this to have an opportunity to fix the gloom. I think like over the football levels, the glooms aren't bitten too badly. Like the footballs once, they can only like take a small, tiny little bite. So we should be mostly fine. And yeah. And we got like a lot of consecutive Giga levels, but the next level should be pretty easy. Like just keep an eye on the football zombies, maybe freeze them or put pumpkins on the gloom. But if you put pumpkins on the gloom, then you have to also keep an eye on the Gargantors, so you still have to freeze. So it's kind of a balance. You may like want to decide your own way of playing based on like your game style. But anyway, we're done with that. So thanks for watching. Like this DE knots is not easy to play, but it's playable and it's pretty stable if you just get the idea and try. Like practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching.